What a game. So the U17 opens up their Gold Cup account with a 1-0 win over Haiti in the first group stage of this tournament this year. It is a sloppy win. It's raising a lot of questions, and we're going to get into all of that today in this video. Well, I guess I should say tonight. So without further ado, let's get to it. What's up, guys? My name is June. If you guys love everything USA Soccer, you're here at the right place. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the like button as well down below. It helps support the channel. It also helps me sleep better at night, and it helps you become a better person. So think about that. You want to be a bad person or a good person? Hit the like button as well. Okay, for real now, let's talk about this game. This is just fresh. The game is just finished. I see the highlights right here on my screen. It's over, and this is a raw reaction. This game, I expected to win. Okay, I think most of us really expected to win, especially after Haiti has lost maybe like 5 of their key players due to positive COVID tests. So wish them all the best. But seeing those news today, it just reassured me more earlier today. I was like, you know what? Well, yeah, we're definitely going to win this game. And we should have won it more comfortably. This game was an absolute disaster. It started off good, 8th minute, Sam Vines of all people, scoring a goal. After that, it was a debacle. But first, before we get into the whole game, let's look at that lineup. This lineup is the one that Greg Berhalter put out for the first game of the group stage in this Gold Cup, as you all probably already know. Matt Turner and goal, no complaints there. A center back duo of Miles Robinson and Walker Zimmerman was to be expected, and most of us mostly accepted that center back duo. Shaq Moore on the right as a right back, starting over Reggie Cannon because Reggie Cannon right now is currently injured. News still waiting on more news at the time of recording this video how severe the injury is for Reggie Cannon. If he is really injured, it's gonna be we might be able to replace him with a player that was called up to the provisional roster earlier a couple weeks ago. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Sam Vines on the left was a controversial decision. A lot of us wanted to see George Bello, at least I did, especially. Sam Vines is the kind of player we saw already in Olympic qualifiers. It was just, we know what kind of player to expect from Sam Vines. The midfield, though, was where a lot of people really had their issues with. Of course, Jackson Yueill starting at the 6th role, Kellyn Acosta ahead of him, and then, of course, friend of the channel, Sebastian Lletget. The front three also gave a lot of people a lot of issues, and especially me too. Jonathan Lewis and Paul Arriola as our wingers, as we expected. But still, it hurt to see them on the team sheet. And of course, everyone's favorite striker, the best striker the USMNT currently has right now, Gyasi Zardes, starting ahead of Daryl Dike. Now, Daryl Dike is a player that I thought was a lock starter for this specific roster here for the Gold Cup. But then I guess, of course, Berhalter is just fucking trolling us at this point, having Zardes on here, having Jonathan Lewis, of all people, the bench warmer at Colorado Rapids, as a left winger. And why is that? It was because Greg Berhalter chose no other wingers to bring along to this fucking roster. We have Matthew Hoppe and Nicolas Diakini, who Nicolas Diakini does play on the right flank sometimes for his team in the French league this past season. Matthew Hoppe has never played as the left winger for Schalke this past season. So I don't know what Greg Berhalter's thinking that he can replace Lewis with Hoppe. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. But breaking down the whole starting 11, the majority of these guys did not impress me. Okay, Zardes, of course, unimpressed. Jonathan Lewis, absolute garbage in this game. Paul Arriola, can't really judge on him. He got injured in the first couple minutes in the first half. I was like, now what? Now we have Nicolas Diakini playing there. Now we got to change the whole formation because now we got no other backup wingers to back Paul Arriola up. It would have been nice to have Chris Mueller on the roster. Maybe if Paul Arriola is really severely injured, but hopefully not for him. Just, good thoughts, good vibes for Paul Arriola only. If he is really injured, though, and he can't compete in the rest of the tournament, I think we still are able to replace our injured players like Reggie Cannon and Paul Arriola, depending on how severe the injuries are. I would choose maybe Chris Mueller over for Paul Arriola to take his place. I think that'd be a great option. Maybe Cade Cowell, too, for some of you guys out there to cap tie him to the USA. Would have been nice. Yeah, Jonathan Lewis, garbage. Zardes, garbage. Jackson Yueill, I think it's time that we really look at other options for Jackson Yueill. He was unimpressive most, if not the whole game. I did not see a single good play from Jackson Yueill. Am I being biased? Probably, but I'm just being honest from what I saw, okay? I live streamed the first half. I didn't get to watch too closely like some of you guys have and analyze the game so much, but from what I saw, Jackson Yueill was unimpressive, as was Jonathan Lewis and Gyasi Zardes. And at the back line, Shaq Moore was absolutely on fire. From the first minute, he was already of the attack. He looked like a really good player going upwards. He looked more comfortable attacking than he did defending. I'll give him that. But he looked like a danger the whole game. I really like Jack Moore from what all we saw from him tonight. Sam Vines was Sam Vines. I think he was just a basic average player. He had an average game, not too bad, not really too good. The only good thing he did was score a sloppy goal. And that's what it was, guys. The 8th minute, USA takes the lead and 1-0 with Sam Vines as a header. Yazzie Zardes will get credit for that assist and probably will start the next game because of that assist. And that just makes me angry. Sam Vines scored a sloppy goal, and it's probably going to make him start again more over George Bello the rest of the tournament. And I don't like that. I want to see George Bello come in here and take over Sam Vines' starting role for the Gold Cup. I think he's a better player. I think he's going to show Greg Berhalter that he is a better player. If he hasn't already done so in training. So looking at the positives now. Well, first, let's look at the negatives first, okay? The negatives fine. The good thing, we took the lead in the 8th minute early on. And then slowly towards the middle of the first half, it looks as though the USA is kind of taking their foot off the pedal or just forgot how to pass the ball, forgot how to do anything with the possession they had. We had a lot of possession. We passed the ball nicely, whatever. But we sometimes made stupid decisions in our passing, like with Jackson Ewell, Jonathan Lewis, like making shitty passes, kind of also sometimes being called out. It just didn't really look like a good game. Like it just looked like the whole team totally shifted from average performance to just a crap performance. And it looked like Haiti could score at any moment. They looked dangerous in the counterattack. Towards the end of the first half, they were building more momentum. They looked more dangerous. And they were just coming into the game, coming to themselves even more. And this is a Haiti side that was short 5 key players because of COVID positive tests. That's just a short notice that it just happened. Like that news just came out today. At least I just saw it today. So getting hit with that like big sucker punch right there, right before a big game against the USA, and still putting on a pretty decent performance against us, that shows them that I'm happy for them. They played good against us. We should have been winning this game 3-0, 4-0 if I looked at it the way if we played the way I thought we looked at it. That didn't fucking make sense. But I saw this team, the Haitian team, as a team losing a lot of key players up against a pretty good USA side. Roster starting lineup was probably garbage. I gave it a 6 out of 10 rating in terms of niceness or like how good it was. But regardless, this team should have really defeated this Haitian side better and in a more convincing way. Okay? The way we played was garbage. The only highlights, let's get to the good stuff. The highlights was in the second half when we saw some good substitutions, some changes. Gini came on, of course, for Paul Arriola in the first half, but he really didn't look to do too much in the first half. Second half, he did try to score more goals, hit the right post, hit the left post. He was trying to score some goals. He looked on fire. He looked lively, and I fuck with that. I like it. Speaking of more substitutions in the second half, Gianluca Busio playing in his home city, in his home stadium of Sporting Kansas City. The fans were cheering him on. They were cheering like crazy when they saw him warming up, and Busio came on and looked to be more comfortable, more reassuring, and more reassuring in that number 6 role. And I've told you guys, I would love to see Gianluca Busio play in that number 6 role. Some of you guys really thought I was crazy for that, but you know what? Look how comfortable he looked. Look how much he outclassed and outplayed Jackson Ewell, a player who looks to be like that's his starting role. He started that game. Gianluca Busio came on here, looked more comfortable, was making better passes, looked better on the ball, looked to be creating more space and covering more ground. He looked like a better player than Jackson Ewell. And I think this is the game, hopefully, that kind of opens Greg Berhalter's eyes and be like, you know what? Gianluca Busio, a 19-year-old kid, looked way better than my starting center defensive midfielder, Jackson Ewell. This could be the time where he kind of changes his opinion on Jackson Ewell, hopefully, and starts Gianluca Busio in the next following games, if not the rest of the tournament, if possible. I would not be opposed to that. Jackson looked really comfortable in that number 6 role. He looked fine. He looked really, really good. And then also we had another substitution. Eric Williamson came on. He looked fine too. I think he didn't look as strong as Gianluca Busio, but it was a long overdue appearance at the senior level for Eric Williamson. I'm so glad he made his appearance, his debut at least, just like Gianluca Busio. He looks good too. I gave him like a 6 out of 10 rating. He looked fine. He came on. He looked lively. Looked like he wanted to create more chances. Wanted to get in on goal. Wanted to do something while he was on the pitch. And I like that because the other players before him looked to be dull. Daryl DK came on as well. Looked to be like a double striker partnership with Yazzie Stars up front. Daryl DK, I think, had a quiet game. He was okay. I wouldn't say he was too good, but I feel like maybe if he started the game, could have been better. Hopefully the next game against Martinique is a weaker side. Hopefully Daryl DK gets that start. I don't know. Who knows how the lineup's going to be now? The formation is now with Paul Arriola being out. But we'll see how it plays out in the coming days. But overall, my final thoughts. This game was subpar. I think we won unconvincingly. I think if we continue to play this way, Canada is going to beat our ass. Okay, Canada looked really convincing today. Like, I know they're playing against Martinique, a really weak side, but they looked like they were a good team that could put passes together, that knew their identity. This team right now this team we saw today, the USA, looked like they had no identity. They looked lost. Like they were all first playing with each other for the first time ever. But there was some good stuff in there. Matt Turner had an okay game. Shaq Moore had a great game. Miles Robinson and Walker Zimmerman would look to be like a pretty decent duo at the center back. Gianluca Buzio, Eric Williamson looked good. Giacchini looked good as well once he came on. He tried to do stuff. That's what I care about. He tried. He looked like he was putting effort in. Everybody else was okay, if not just trash, like Jonathan Lewis and Jackson Ewell. I do not want to see them start for Martinique or the rest of the fucking tournament. They want to come on as a sub, whatever. When we are winning already, fine. That's cool with me. But let's replace Jackson Ewell now with Gianluca Buzio and Jonathan Lewis with, I don't know. We have no other wingers. Matthew Hoppe, I guess. Let's test it out and see how it works out. But we're just going to wait and see until Thursday night against Martinique. But overall, my final thoughts again. Sorry. The game was garbage. I expected a more convincing win from the stronger USA side, and we did not get that. So again, if we play the same way we did tonight against Canada, Canada's going to beat our ass. But of course, I want to know your guys' thoughts down below. What did you think about the game, and who was your best player of the match, and who were you excited to see finally make an appearance for the USA? For me, was Gianluca Buzio. He looked great, and I just thought the game was garbage. So that's all my thoughts right now for you guys. Some raw thoughts. I will see you guys again on Thursday for a live stream, probably against Martinique with the USA. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for kicking it to me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.